Jonathan cooked out a story. We all know that this is a plan of how to get into revenge for Hanks and Clara. And here, Jonathan, after cooking out a story, Clara fell into it and felt sorry for him and sympathy for him, and they hugged each other. As a wife, you have to feel sorry for your husband, and you have to try so much to ask what happened. So after the story, or after Benny told Clara about told her mother about her father trying to put down the ego and pride so that he can be helped to find a job. And Clara, when she went to bed, she asked about it. And this movie, I want to ask you, if it was you and you were Hanks, would you give Jonathan a job in your company, in your office? Just imagine the way these two have been cat and dog. They have been fighting at any slight mistake time. They find themselves in the same space. No day that Hanks has met Jonathan that it has not been a disaster in that place. It's like cats and dogs. How can you hire such a person? So my question still stands. If you are Hanks, would you employ someone like Jonathan because you want to make your woman or your best friend or the person you care about happy? Second, if you are Jonathan, what do you suggest? Should Hanks hire him, or Hanks should help him to get at least money for a certain business, but not to work in the same space? And in this video, we are going to talk about at least some lessons we learned from the last episode, which was episode 12, and what we learned, and what would have been if you what do you think about Hanks, or about the request of Jonathan to Clara to get a job in Hanks's company? So here I come. If I was Clara, I would have felt sorry for my husband. For every supportive woman, you have to feel sorry for your husband and for the situation he might be passing through. But to get a job from Hanks, if I'm Clara, I would totally refuse. Totally refuse. Trust me. This is not going to be good at all, but rather disaster in the house. First of all, these two, as I said, they are cats and dogs. No one like each other. No one wants to bow each other, which means that if they find themselves in the same space, always the grass has to fall. Second, you cannot trust such a person who has been fighting with the person whom she wants to work with. Snakes can never change. Even if they pluck off their skin, they still stay snakes. Clara, don't fall for this plan of Jonathan. That's my take. Jonathan, if he wants to put down his pride and ego, he should just ask for something to start up. Yes, we understand how the young girl Benny feels for the dad, but no, you cannot tell me that a snake can change because it plucked off its skin and it will not bite again. It will bite you. Clara, Jonathan will chew the hands that fed you because of his ego and pride and wanting to revenge all the time. Another thing, if I was Hanks, I would not give Jonathan a job in my office. As I said, snakes will never change even if they pluck off their skin. They are still poisonous. Second, if I was Hanks, I would have given Jonathan at least money to go and start something else. Yes, let him start a business, but not in my office. Since I want to see this woman, the woman, the love of my life, happy. Yes, but rather not to give him the job. And here we learned that in this episode, series, in this space, we know that ego and pride does not make any good. So you have to go down to make sure you get what you want, but never trust people a lot. So again, here we are in Mr. Ken and on the Clara's restaurant. Ken having food, enjoying food, and they are all having some conversation. And Ken asked Clara how he trusted, to what extent she trusted Debbie. And he's their childhood friends. They've been friends forever for more than 20 years. And Ken is like, how much do you trust her? And this lady is like, Clara is like, I trust her because she is my childhood friend. But my dear, Ken told him, better be careful with your friend, with the thing you share. It shocked my dear. It shocked Clara. We understand. It shocked Clara. But as they say, a word for our wise, I talked about even in my other video, that never underestimate a statement like someone telling you about your friend, and never react negatively if they speak about your friend. Yes, because you might think that they are wrong, but when they are right. Never take any threat just for granted, or never take anything someone who might bring it out and take it for granted. Always take every point of everything for the better of you. Another lesson we learned from this Ken and Clara's conversation, that so many people could come for your rescue, but trust less. You see, trust less. Clara trusted Debbie a lot, and it's Debbie who is going to destroy their marriage. Always be friends with people who surround you with love. And here, this young girl, Benny, after the conversation with her father, she decided to sit alone and talk about it. After finding her father crying, sneezing, she asked as a caring daughter, that, Dad, are you okay? Daddy said, yeah, I'm okay. Don't mind me. And she said, like, Dad, yes, I understand. We are not in good terms. We are not getting along with you. But it doesn't change that I'm your daughter, and it doesn't change that I care about you. Tell me how you feel. What's the problem? And this Jonathan told him about everything, but she stayed outside and thought about everything. And she was like, is he really wanting to work, or it's like a trap? So here I want to tell you about that lesson we learned from here, that no matter the fight or the misunderstanding you might be having with your children, always consider them as they always consider them that they still love you despite what you might be doing to them. But and always know that a child can be stubborn at some point, but doesn't mean that the child does not care about you. No, the child cares and minds about your well-being. But because of circumstances around them, they tend to ignore some and they tend to turn their backs on you. But if no circumstance around them, children are always caring about their parents. So Benny, the way she cares about her parents, young girls out there, how my daughters try and look in Benny's current situation. So I thank you all for subscribing, liking, commenting. My turning subscriber, thanks for turning back. And to my new subscriber, thanks for joining the family. We are at the series called the Most Scary Marriage. Call it When Marriage Becomes a Nightmare. Episode True Love at Mr ALOY channel. And here we do reviews and recaps. So we are at the series Most Scary Marriage, or we call it When Marriage Becomes a Nightmare. Wow, guys, here Benny's friend coming saying your mother is not doing good, your mother is a married woman, how can she do this, you would have done this and this and this, and so that things don't fall apart. And here I'm asking myself, guys, Benny answered her, please, who is your mother? Can you tell me your mother so that I know that you also, sorry, so that I know that you also are capable of telling. Tell me who is your father, and maybe we will understand. And she got cold. She got cold, my dear. What do we learn from here? That so many things will hit you and hit your family, but always stay at the back of your parents. Always stay like fight for them in the hands of other people who think that they are right, but rather make your parents be the right people, even if they are the wrong ones. Because some people, they forget what they should speak and what not to be spoken. They forget on what to be talked about, and they talk about other people's family. So as Benny did in this movie, we should learn a lesson. We should learn on how to fight for others. Yes. And Mama saying that, Hanksy, you have to let the woman be. Every woman married has to turn off her phone because of time for her family. But if you continue calling, you might even make things worse. And here, this what lesson do we learn from here is that we should always be very careful when calling married women. We understand that you care, we understand that you love those people, but sometimes if someone is married, limit the time you are calling them. 2, as a married woman, always turn off your phones at night, because night is for your time for your families, night to celebrate with your families, not to talk to clients, not to talk to other friends. No, because family is family at the end of that day. Even when everything has gone, your children, your husband will be there for you to protect and guide you. Okay, so in this series, we know everything. Greetings to you all from South Africa, West Africa, Uganda, Kenya, Ghana, Nigeria, and every part of the world where you are watching African movie reviews. Here we do reviews. And to those who have been clicking the like button and even commenting, I do really appreciate. So here we are at Mr Advisor, Mr Imeka, trying to advise about Jonathan's saga with Hanks, and they gave a plan to execute or to move of having a job in Hanks's company. As for me, as I told you, that sometimes we have to use our heads, and our brain, not our heads. No, you use your brain. My question is, or my lesson here, when Jonathan asked, when this man Ken Emeka asked for the chicken to order, she told Jonathan he should be the one to pay. Yet he knows that Jonathan does not have any money, and Jonathan is like, I don't have money, you're the one who called me out, which means that you will pay for it. What do we learn from here? People want us to be their friends, but they don't want us when we have problems. A person who cannot help you into your problems is not your friend. A friend in need is a friend indeed. But these people who disorganize us and lead us to do worst to your family because they have their hidden agenda, then they want to provoke us and laugh at us. They don't want us to see us happy, but they want us to still see us when we are sad. Yes, I don't think that Emeka wants Jonathan to be in a happy home. No. And I don't think that Emeka loves Jonathan, because if he can ashame him about ordering the chicken, yet he knows that that Jonathan does not have a job. It means that some of the people we are calling our friends are not our friends. So before you take any advice from such a friend, first ask yourself, can he help me? Why is he giving me plans but he cannot help me at any way of the other? So guys, I love you. May God bless you. See you in the next video. Bye bye.